The billionaire laughed loudly enough for half the restaurant to hear. Holding a leather folder filled with engineering diagrams, he glanced at the young waitress serving coffee and casually joked that someone who spent her days carrying plates probably wouldn't understand the theory his executives had debated for weeks. Several guests chuckled politely. The waitress lowered her eyes and quietly continued pouring coffee. Then, without looking up from the cup in her hands, she softly said, "Sir, your conclusion is correct, but your theory doesn't explain why the model fails under real-world conditions." Every conversation in the restaurant stopped. The billionaire slowly looked at her. One executive dropped his pen. Another instinctively reached for the documents spread across the table. The waitress calmly pointed to one equation and explained the missing assumption in less than 2 minutes. The room fell completely silent. She hadn't embarrassed the billionaire. She had just solved the problem delaying a billion-dollar project for nearly 3 months. If you believe knowledge is more valuable than titles, kindness is stronger than pride, and everyone deserves hope and a second chance, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories that remind us what truly matters. 53-year-old billionaire Jonathan Mercer founded one of the world's leading renewable energy companies. Brilliant, ambitious, and respected across the industry, Jonathan expected excellence from everyone around him. Success, however, had quietly given him one weakness. He often judged people long before learning their stories. That warm afternoon, Jonathan met senior engineers at the elegant Riverside Terrace restaurant to discuss a major offshore wind energy project. For months, the design team had struggled with a complicated vibration problem affecting one section of the turbine support structure. Millions of dollars depended on finding the answer. Working that afternoon was 28-year-old waitress Eleanor Hayes. Most customers knew her only as the cheerful server who remembered regular guests by name. Very few knew she had graduated at the top of her university class in mechanical engineering. Only weeks before beginning her first professional job, her father suffered a severe stroke. Medical bills consumed the family's savings. Eleanor postponed her engineering career indefinitely to support her parents by working at the restaurant. She never complained. She simply promised herself she would return to engineering one day. As Eleanor refilled coffee cups, she couldn't help overhearing the technical discussion. She recognized the equations immediately. The executives believed the design problem came from the material itself. Listening carefully, Eleanor realized they were overlooking how changing wind loads affected the structure over long periods. She quietly continued serving nearby tables. Then Jonathan smiled confidently and joked that even if the waitress read the documents, she probably wouldn't understand a single page. The comment wasn't cruel in his mind. It was careless. Without showing anger, Eleanor softly replied, "Sir, your conclusion is correct, but your theory doesn't explain why the model fails under real-world conditions." Jonathan looked surprised. Instead of dismissing her, curiosity made him ask what she meant. Eleanor politely requested permission to look at one diagram. She pointed toward a simplified load calculation and calmly explained that the team had assumed perfectly uniform conditions instead of accounting for repeated changing forces over time. One senior engineer immediately checked her observation. Within minutes, the discussion changed completely. The missing factor explained why every simulation looked perfect while physical prototypes developed unexpected stress. Back at company headquarters, engineers tested Eleanor's idea. The revised model solved the long-standing design problem. Months of confusion disappeared. The project moved forward successfully, protecting thousands of future jobs. Several days later, Jonathan returned to the restaurant. Instead of arriving with executives, he came alone. He apologized sincerely. He admitted he had judged Eleanor by her uniform rather than her abilities. Eleanor accepted his apology with a gentle smile. She explained that uniforms describe occupations. They do not measure intelligence. Jonathan asked why someone with her knowledge was working as a waitress. After learning about her father's illness and the sacrifices she made for her family, he encouraged her to apply for an engineering position within his company. Eleanor thanked him but insisted she wanted no special treatment. She would only join if she earned the position through the same competitive process as everyone else. Jonathan agreed immediately. Following written examinations, technical interviews, design challenges, and practical assessments, Eleanor finished among the highest-ranked applicants. She earned her position entirely through merit. Over the following years, she became one of the company's leading structural engineers. Several innovations she helped develop improved the reliability and efficiency of renewable energy systems used around the world. Jonathan changed as well. He introduced anonymous idea review sessions where suggestions were evaluated without revealing the contributor's job title or position. The quality of innovation improved dramatically because every voice received equal consideration. Whenever new executives joined the company, Jonathan shared the story of the afternoon a waitress corrected his theory. He reminded them that intelligence doesn't announce itself through expensive suits, impressive offices, or prestigious titles. Sometimes it quietly carries a tray through a restaurant while waiting for someone willing to listen. Before this story comes to an end, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been underestimated because of your job, appearance, or circumstances? Please leave a meaningful comment below because your story may inspire someone else to believe in themselves and never give up on their dreams. As another warm afternoon sunlight filled the company's engineering center years later, Eleanor welcomed young graduate engineers beginning their careers. Jonathan watched proudly from the audience, remembering the day he laughed before he listened. He realized the most valuable lesson of his career had never come from a boardroom or university. It came from a waitress who quietly reminded him that true wisdom deserves respect no matter where it is found. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Remember, never measure someone's potential by the uniform they wear. The greatest minds often appear where the world least expects to find them.